So who wants to do squash? Who wants to be squashed? An NLP squash.
I will volunteerist on this one.
Okay. Have you got something you want to squash? Do you remember squash?
My thirst. Have I got something I want to squash?
We can do it with thirst, actually. Let's do it with thirst.
Jenny's got something planned already.
Okay, let's do it with squash then.
Okay.
So, we're doing squash with squash, are we?
Yeah.
So, I want you to put your hands out like this, please.
I'm just getting some thirst quenching before we start.
Cheats.
Cameras it. There we go.
Okay. So, you know how to do this. I don't need to hold my hands up any longer. You've got your hands up there. And whilst you might think there's nothing between your hands, you also know that there is. There's particles in the air, there's bits of dust, there's even electricity waves. You know, there's how do we get a phone signal, for example? There's all sorts of things hanging about in the air. So you also know there's gravity as well. There's all sorts of things going on in between your hands. So in your one hand, say the left hand, we're going to put thirst. In your left hand is thirst. So as you think about thirst now, your thirst is represented by your left hand. So when you focus on your left hand, nothing would give you greater pleasure than to quench that thirst. Because signals from the body are very important, aren't they? So as you focus on your left hand, you're putting your thirst into your left hand, which means the inside of your mouth, the soft, moist, pink inside of your body that you see when you open your mouth, certainly when you brush your teeth in the morning and when you bob your tongue out. You can even feel the position of your tongue in your mouth at the moment. You become completely fascinated now by how thirst works. With your left hand, it's all about how your body works, so particularly thirst. When you've got a thirst for something, we even use it in other contexts, don't we? A thirst for knowledge, a thirst for something, a longing to be quenched, which brings us to the right hand. The right hand is the quenching, the satisfaction of desire. How about that? That within your own hands, you have the ability to quench your thirst, to quench your desire. So your left hand now represents desire. Desire for something that is lacking. At this moment in time, it's thirst. That could be something else. There is something lacking on the left-hand side. And there is something that the right represents, which will fulfill that desire. We remember that the body is the unconscious mind, and that you have the ability to quench any desire. And when it's not quenched, what happens? What happens, I wonder? Do the things get even more and more separate, or do they come together? And I would just like to see the unconscious mind process out the relationship between thirst and the quenching of it. So think of a time when you were really, really thirsty. Now a moment ago, you acknowledged that you were a little bit thirsty. And maybe that was what level on the control panel? What level was that thirst at, Nick, when you said a moment ago that you were thirsty?
7.
7. So 7 was the level of thirst. And can you remember a time when there was more thirst than that? An 8. Don't have to tell me what that time was. Can you imagine being at an 8? And maybe even a 9. And we know, of course, that the 10 is the ultimate, where I'm even feeling it myself now. It's so very thirsty, like, oh, goodness me. It's as if bits of your mouth are actually sticking together. Kind of tacky, isn't it? And at that point, All we want is fresh, clear, pure water, isn't it? Because anything with sugar in kind of makes it a bit more tacky. So, yeah, it does, honestly. Yeah. Because when the moisture is being evaporated, all that's left is the sugary residue. And is sugar tacky? Sticky. You spill some sugary drink on the floor in the kitchen, and let's say there's no carpet. What if there is carpet? And a few days later, and you go and walk on it, you stick to the floor. Something, a honey drink or a sugary drink. When the liquid is evaporated, what's left is a sticky residue. And at the moment, you're at a 7. Or if you're going up or down, where are you now?
About an 8.
Okay, you're about an 8. So as you're focused on your left hand representing your thirst, tell me about the relationship between the left and the right hand, the thirst and the quenching of it.
You mean, how do they feel in this moment?
And the distance and the density.
So I've found that they've been getting further apart without my effort to make that happen.
Okay.
I can almost, in my left hand, I can almost feel something in my palm, almost like the edge. Imagine if I've got a big ball, like a football or something, between my hands. In my left hand, I can almost feel it against my skin.
So it's a very interesting setup that we've got here, that if you allow, hear the word allow, with honest unconscious response, allow those hands to very slowly now come together, very slowly, to condense what is in between. What do you feel on the palms of your hand as the hands come together, magnetically almost, as if there is a magnet in the middle of the palm of each hand? What's happening now?
Pressure.
Pressure.
No pressure. Like it's getting bigger. Like I'm pushing in on the ball. The more I push, the more I can feel the ball.
Yeah. And what's that doing to your thirst? And your desire to quench the thirst?
I don't have desire at the minute.
Okay, so where is it on the scale? It was a 7, it was an 8, where is it now?
Probably about 4. No, actually, no, 3.
Okay, 3. So allow the process to continue and allow the fingers to find each other. So as you deal with that pressure and you recognise this desire is in your hands, your ability to quench that desire, whatever that desire is, it's in your hands now. As the fingers find each other, they will interlace and you'll sense some relief finally when the palms touch. And just enjoy the process. And put all of your attention now onto the palms of your hand. Allow your eyes to close so that you're not watching the process anymore, you're feeling it. And in a moment, you'll be holding your own hand. Holding your own hand. And you'll know which fingers are on the back of which hand, because one hand is cooler and one hand is warmer. The right side of the brain controls the left side of the body. The left side of the brain controls the right side of the body. So with your hands in this very particular way now of interlaced fingers, palms pressed together, holding your own hand, you feel a sense of satisfaction, a quenching of desire, knowing that you have it within you to resolve any thirst, to bring comfort to any part of you that is wanting, knowing exactly what to do to care for yourself. What I would like you to do now, Nick, is really, really, really focus on the inside of your mouth. Notice where the tongue is. It's positioned somewhere behind the teeth, maybe. And the jaw, any tension in the jaw, just notice, just allow all of the sensations from the mouth, the inside of the mouth, back of the throat, the cheeks, the outside of the cheeks, the jaw, all the tiny muscles going down into the neck and shoulders. And allow the lips to part just a little bit now to allow some relaxation to come in there. That's right. Allow the tongue to relax. Wherever it is in the mouth now. That's right. You're holding your own hand, and you have within your own hand now the ability to address any situation in life. Holding your own hand. What a wonderful anchor. You don't yet know how useful this is going to be. And maybe you did it a long time ago on somebody's course somewhere. So now it's revivified. You're holding your own hand. You are always there for you. People come and go in your life, and it's wonderful having those people close to you. But you are always there for you. You're not going anywhere. You let all the parts of you know now. You've got a thirst, you go and quench it. You've got any need, you know how to deal with it. So interesting that such a simple thing, such as holding your own hand, can be so very powerful. And remember a happy time in the past where somebody held your hand or you held theirs. Watching a film, crossing a road, no matter what age you were, that idea of security. And you do it for yourself now. You comfort yourself by holding your own hand. You are at your best, the most confident, the most comfortable, the most at ease. And hold your own hand. And you'll find yourself doing this unconsciously at any time in the future. Whenever you need it, you are always there for you. You also become very aware of which thumb is on top. You become very aware of which thumb you have on top of the other. And as your curiosity mounts, as you're trying to figure it out from the inside with your eyes closed, you know that somebody from the outside has already seen. You cross the thumbs over in the other way, and just notice how it feels. And then you can wonder why your unconscious mind, for what reason your unconscious mind put your thumbs in that very particular position, and put them back again so you feel more comfortable, more at ease. There's always a way to feel more comfortable. In fact, you feel so comfortable now, nothing would give you greater pleasure than to allow those fingers to remain entwined as they are, to remain as comfortable as you now are. Nothing will give you more pleasure. And in a moment, you'll try to open those hands, and the more you try, the more comfortable they feel. The more comfortable they feel, the more comfortable you feel. In a moment, you'll open your eyes and we'll take a lovely break. And we'll go and quench that thirst for real. Now, you always know how to do it for yourself in the future, whatever thirst that may be. Okay, open your eyes. Let's go and get a drink. How'd you feel? You can't asleep. Sorry to wake him up. Any feedback before we get ourselves a drink?
That's a really cool therapy, especially with somebody that doesn't feel supported.
What is very interesting is that when a person is processing and experiencing resistance, you'll see the hands coming backwards and forwards. So, Nick, do the same thing again. Hold your own hand right now. Hold your own hand right now so I can bring you out of it. Go on, you're still in it. Okay. In a moment, you're going to blow on your fingers. When you do so, it's going to be extraordinary. In a moment, not now, in a moment, you're going to blow on your fingers. When you blow on your fingers, when I say so, not before, when you blow on your fingers, a bright, delightful alertness, like an electricity bolt, will flow through your body from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet, and you'll feel energized. You're going to blow on those fingers, and it's going to be the most refreshing thing that you've felt in a long time. It's going to be as if you're outdoors and it's been a very hot day and suddenly there's a cool breeze coming in from the sea. It might be even like that time that you launched yourself off the edge of something or other on a bungee and you felt extraordinarily
Did she
powerful,
freeze?
that little bolt of
Strong.
energy.
Your moment's never going to be over.
Blow! Woof! Blow and go. Go and get yourself a drink.
Oh.
Blow! Boom! 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 Woo! Yeah, baby. Stretch and smile.